Check 1 2, check 1 2. Miami on the rocks. Casey Chops. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at MIA on the rocks. Follow us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Happy New Year again to everybody. Happy 2022. These first couple of episodes of the new year, I'm gonna keep it DJ focused, DJ based. They always get good engagement, good views. People seem to really like the DJ episodes. I think there's a lot of DJs that follow us, so that's super dope. So if I'm gonna have DJs on, you know, they're gonna be DJs that are moving in the city and DJs that I hold in a high regard and respect. Today's guest, my brother DJ Ka5. What up, Pop?
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
How are you?
Appreciate it. Am I looking at you? Looking over there?
No, the cameras don't even exist, bro. Just pretend like that, you know.
All right, bet. Yo, thank you for having me, man. Kind words, brother. Kind words.
Yeah, what's good, man? How you been?
Chilling. Good. Busy, man. Busy year. I started the year hitting the ground running, and I don't plan to stop till
Good shit, bro.
Until I get tired or over it.
For the DJs who don't know Ka5, man, I would say, bro, you've held Wood Tavern. First of all, Wood Tavern was the first venue in Wynwood when Wynwood had its resurgence and it started to get popping. Wood Tavern was the original venue, and basically, if I had to put a DJ to that venue, you know, I'd put your face to that venue. Is that fair to say?
Thank you. Yeah, man. 8 years. I've been there for 8 years. They closed, quote unquote, closed, or there was a little hiccup right when stuff started to open up, but now they're back open. Been there 8 years, and that's kind of the venue that not built me, but kind of gave me I would say an identity to others. Yeah, we all kind of knew what during those times we all saw each other move in different ways and whatnot. And in my format or my world, I consider myself to be in the open format world. And back then, when Wood was popping, I was doing South Beach stuff with Conflict and a lot of the opium venues that were open back then, and moving in that area. But I was always going out in the Wynwood area or downtown, or back then you had places like Vagabond, friggin' what was that one spot?
Bro, because everything was on South Beach, and then when Wynwood started popping, it was the opposite of South Beach. It wasn't glamour. It was girls could go in flats, just hipster vibes, and I feel like a lot of DJs were. Because Miami was so glamorized that a lot of DJs were afraid to
go in,
but you were one of the first ones to jump into the Wynwood vibe and be like, okay, we're not gonna play this is a whole different world, and you were one of the first DJs I think to be like, and this is gonna be you got to lead the way musically, and you were like, this is how we're gonna play over here in Wynwood.
So this is a mentality, and I know that you analyze nightlife a lot, so as I do. My thing was this, and Wynwood, Wood Tavern's perspective was, they even had a logo or they had a sticker or something where it was the two poles with the velvet rope, with a cross around it. When they first opened, no to the rope or whatever.
Anti-South Beach.
Anti-rope, being all that. And Caesar, the owner, has always been about open to everybody. You don't care who you are, what you're dressed, whatever, come have a drink with us. So it was always that environment. And if you think about it, during those days on South Beach, nightlife and everything was so glamorous about the rope, about being here, being there, being seen the next day, because you couldn't really put it up right away. As Instagram kept going, things changed, but it was that.
The average person, it couldn't. If you were an average person, you couldn't. It was hard to go out in Miami because you had to be let's go to South Beach, the rope. Do we know a promoter to get in?
And all that, and it has to do with the music too. That's why the EDM bubble bursted like crazy first here in Miami. So in Wynwood, it was hey, you know what? As the millennials kind of got older, it became the place where why are we gonna pay for a cover? Why are we gonna get dressed up? Why are we gonna do this for a bottle? We're in their mindset is that we gotta be smarter. We gotta be, get our money's worth. No need to dress up, closer, not pay for parking. So everything in the saving money, kind of let's get our money's worth, our bang for a buck. Wynwood was a valid option because in Miami, South Beach was so extreme,
right?
So for the locals, that became fuck it. You saying we can go get fucked up, and people are starting to go here and there, and then things started the vibe was just. At first, it was if you knew kind of thing, right. Oh, did you know about this? Oh, and I would see random people. I would see promoters South Beach promoters creeping with chicks in Wood, and like I'd be like, oh,
Yeah,
no, you.
it was like, yo, there's this little bar in Wynwood, and then you go to Wynwood, you're like, okay, this shit is clearly the hood still.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But it's this bar, you go in, you could smoke. You know what I mean? They got bleachers. Like, what the fuck is bleachers, bro? Like, we're sitting on bleachers. We went from sitting on like velvet couches and shit in South Beach and shit. Now we're sitting on bleachers with like flannels wrapped around. You know what I mean? Like, and drinking a beer. You know, got in for free, smoking, chilling, and the music is the shit we grew up on.
And this is where it keeps adding up. When you're paying money to get into these venues, all this money to get in there, you don't care about the music because to you it's like it was such an achievement, man. The French guy let me in, man. Like my outfit was actually good enough.
Like it was already a success just to get in,
dude. Anything. I mean, we've all been there, man. Like where you can't get in because of this or that or this or whatever factors. No matter who you are, don't lie to me that you've never not gotten into a club.
Exactly.
Like, you know, so that like to you is so different to come into that mentality and anybody being let in, you have to make it worth people's while because you know what? They're not going to pay a cover. They're not like the drinks are cheap, but they can have cheap drinks anywhere else. So you have to create a format, an environment, an aura, you know, a vibe, what everybody uses now with the music, you know? So the music is what you're investing in because you want people to come in and be like, yo, this is a vibe. Like, this is some cool shit. Like, and like you said, the shit we grew up on, the 90s, the 2000s, the throwback stuff, and anything in between. So you want to feel kind of welcome or like the fact that you just randomly heard like a rock song, you're like, yo, like what the fuck? And people aren't really fazed by it. Yeah. You know, people were like,
you're the first person, like, bro, who I would and when I try to find like a name for that set, you know, you own that set, bro. You were the first one to remind me, and I call it like the TRL set.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I actually almost wore one of my TRL shirts. That would have been it.
Yeah, bro, you were playing all those songs that we know from back in the days that we
and it's something that I'm huge on. Like if you guys never heard me play, even bro, and this is two things I'll probably say over and over, is that I'm huge in the nostalgia factor, and that's how you connect like mentally and like on a mental state with people in a way that they didn't realize. You know, you play,
you took them to another place, them to a time in their life.
You take them to that place. You literally make them go there. And they're like, fuck, I did not think I was going to hear, you know, Taylor Swift in the club. And then, you know, they're
smashing some shit.
Yeah, bro. Or some random shit. And like, and bro, if 90% of the crowd looks at me and is like, what the fuck? But that one person or those two people click or like whatever, or they come back to you, man, oh, you're the guy there. And I'm like, oh, man, I remember you playing like, I love that shit. And I'd be like, damn, I doubted myself so much. Yeah. But connecting with those like few people, just make it all worth it, you know?
Yeah,
So yeah, we're there. Like we always try to keep it different, and I'd always tell the guests, you know, have fun. Like do you, bro? I booked you. I'm being selfish because I want to listen to you play.
Right. Like that's another thing. You were booking you're the Thursday DJ at Wood Tavern, but you were always you were like a booker too, and you was always booking the guests to DJ with you, and you would bring out of town guys. And
I mean, I'll be honest. You know, some people it's as I kept building my name, I've been always about like hitting everything. So when I was doing South Beach and I was like opening for Conflict and opening in those venues in the opium venues and whatnot, that's right when I started to dabble into Wynwood and like look into that and also Purdy Lounge. You remember Purdy on the beach?
Yeah, that was always like a Wynwood venue on South Beach to me.
Right. And I mean, a lot of the people from that crowd is kind of like the original cool kids of Miami, you know. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the first parties that I wanted to play, like because I wanted to be like kind of accepted in that crowd since I was like more of a South Beach guy, you know, like so when I like saw those kind of opportunities like Purdy, whatever, I'd always try to get in there and as I saw the leaf change on South Beach where open format was becoming kind of like non-existent, like it was I remember one day I was opening and they're like, yo, what are you doing? Like we're playing rap, like we're only playing rap now, and I'm like playing fucking like Kygo, you know, like opening shit. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I play like some like selection smooth R&B-ish shit. But I kind of knew like, I got to like shift and I got to focus on this. And I started to focus on that. And as the word got around, like random DJs, yo, I got a homie from Canada coming in. Or yo, I got so-and-so and this and that. And at first it was out of pocket. Like I'd be like, yo, look, man, like I don't make crazy money, but I can break you down with like 150,
Yeah, like this is what's popping in the culture in Miami right now.
Yeah, like come and have fun and I'll throw it. I can give you X amount, but I'll make sure you leave drunk.
Right.
I used to get them fucked up and whatever. And just the fact that back then when EDM was so heavy and like the just club scene was in such a weird phase for them to come and play like, Return of the Mac. It was like such a
fresh air,
man.
Yeah.
And as a DJ, you need that kind of gig to like remind you that like you did it for the music. You started because you fuck with this genre. You fuck with this like instead of just the top shit and
the pressure. Being a DJ over there, wasn't like okay, prime time. We got to hit the hits.
Right.
We got to play the hits. It was like you're chilling, bro.
Yeah.
You could play whatever you.
And I would and as time went by and I started booking like more we started getting a budget and for certain weekends, 3-day weekends or Basel and the anniversary, whatever, started to bring bigger guys. But a lot of the guys, I would just be like, yo, like a lot of my homies, so and so from New York, whatever. I would send them the guidelines, be like, yo, do whatever you want. No EDM, no house, no twerk remixes, no bootleg, no like hype shit. And I would see them kind of get in that club, like the blinders, like, the horses, like they're just like, and I'd be like, yo, man, like, let's take a shot, whatever. And I'm like, let's rock back to back. Cause I'll tell them to play it by ear.
Yeah.
Normally 2-hour set, 15, 20 minutes in, like, I'm like, yo, let's do back to back. I'll get on and I'll play like the wildest shit. I'll play like some fucking 80s.
I'm blue, mama.
And they'll be like, what the fuck? I'll be like, yeah, man, I told you play whatever the fuck you want,
this is how this goes here, bro.
And then they're like, oh, really? Okay. And then they start like coming out of their shell and, get comfortable. So that's always my thing, So doing that and in the South Beach days, same shit. When guys would kind of come over, they'd be like, I don't know. And I would invite guys over. A lot of the younger guys that would see me opening for Conflict and opening in these venues and doing all this shit, or at FDR, I was at FDR for years. They would always, yo, can I? And I'm like, like your time will come, like chill, relax, blah, blah, blah. Hey, come on me to Wood, like on a Thursday. Come hang out, let's have a drink. I don't know, man. Let me know when you're at Mokai. Yeah. So you already know. And then like a few years later, the tables turn. Like, yo, man, like, I like what you have.
This line at Wood Tavern's kind of long. Can you get me in?
Yeah. And I'll be like, yo, cool, man. And you know what, bro? My shit is, man, I'm about the community. I'm about the DJ community, dude. I'm about helping out. Like,
yeah, you're a DJ's DJ. For
and I like to fuck with people and like, from anybody. If you're a young guy, I always tell, and every podcast I always say, if you're a DJ, hit me up. I reply to all my shit, like any kind of advice, whatever, and bro, at the end of the day, we're all doing a job, We're all like hamsters on a wheel, like the monkey spinning the, because you're replaceable. Like until you are Calvin Harris or you're doing your shit where your product is,
until you find a way to stick out and be not replaceable, you are replaceable.
Yeah, because even to like a higher level of top DJs, like when I say I use Calvin Harris as an example because if people don't know, he produces, sings. He's Prince on some Prince shit, He produces, he sings, he does everything, and he'll sing, he'll DJ and sing his own shit. Like until you're that package, like, you got to be realistic.
So being that you're one of the founding father DJs of Wynwood, I would consider you. How do you feel about the climate of Wynwood right now? Because that when was that? Like 2012 was Wynwood.
I mean, I would say peak Wynwood was 2000.
Not peak when it started.
When it started, 2011.
Okay, so then
what's been around for 11 years was 2011.
Okay.
2021, sorry, was 11.
Okay. So let's say 2010, 2011, 2012, the world is in that EDM bubble and Wynwood goes the opposite. And then I would say that bubble burst. Then we hit like 2014, 2015, and now we're hearing, yo, who's this guy, J Balvin? Why is like reggaeton popping again?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now it's safe to say Wynwood is, it kind of went from like hipster to like now I feel like I'm like just in Colombia right now. Like so
it's definitely different.
It got Latin centric, very heavy.
Right. And that's what's hot.
Yeah.
That's what's hot and you can't deny it. And and as that came in, we started to adapt, like I would like my sets have never been the same. Like I've never gone in and been like, all right, I'm gonna open with reggaeton. Mm-hmm. There's days when I've gone in and I play feature for the first half an hour. Fucking, people are vibing, and you have to think of all the factors that are there. You know, like there's TVs, people watching, you know, whatever basketball game, whatever football game. Yeah. There's food, there's happy. Like you have to kind of see. There's a soccer game. There's a lot of Copa America or Copa whatever game. Yeah. Yo, those people are in there. I'm playing Spanish. Shit.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta know. Like
you gotta really read the room.
Really read the room, and it's not a bad thing. Like, you know, it's definitely pushed a lot of the locals out. A lot of like the random stragglers that would just be at Wood all day. You know, they're not there anymore. And you just got to learn to adapt, you know, like the new Wood, after they closed and they moved it to the new location, it's on 23rd now, right in front of 1-800 Lucky. So it's actually a whole compound. You have pizza and beer, Wood Tavern, and then there's going to be more stuff added to it. So since they moved there, you know, it's a gentrified Wood Tavern, you know, like, you know, you saw it, you still have the bleachers, but you have 2 huge LED screens and you have the pizza and they're going to open up a front room and everything. So, you know, they've kind of turned with the times too, and it's something that we're kind of working on. I'm starting to work with them in-house and kind of create a direction for the crowd that's there. Because there's still a lot of people, there's still a lot of random tourists that come to Miami to kind of just walk around and they don't know where to end up at. Yeah. You don't have a venue in Wynwood besides Wood, like, you know, no offense to any other venue, to where you're kind of just there, you know, like you don't feel like you have to consume. Is that weird to say? Like, and it's a venue that kind of feels that way. Mm-hmm. Maybe because, you know, since you can smoke and whatever, but like, I mean, I don't know. You know, break, you have the kind of environment, but like, and I'm not, we'll bleep or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, 1-800 Lucky, like, you know, you go to eat, you don't go to like kind of just sit there and hang out.
It's a good blend of like chilling, eating, right? You know, like. It's not, yeah.
And then you have the huge TVs, which you know, you can kind of watch a game, you can roll up and do your thing, and you know, in passing kind of thing. So,
how do you feel about like the direction of Wynwood right now that it's
going? But it's definitely changing, and I think that there's definitely. But the thing with where it's going is like you can't be mad because there's money coming in. Right, you know, and it's what do we want?
You're saying like if it's gonna get corporate, it's gonna get you know,
I mean, there's a Foot Locker.
Yeah, exactly.
People forget that there's like a Foot Locker.
Yeah, they just put that.
And then there's like random boutiques that sell $200 T-shirts that nobody goes into, you know?
Yeah, it just sucks that like, because you do want the market of Wynwood to get better. You do want money to get poured in Wynwood, but unfortunately, when you put money somewhere, culture dies. Right. Anywhere you go, you know, so it's tough. It's bittersweet, you know, but yeah, we're getting...
I think, you know, you can't, and this goes out just to DJs, and a lot of the things that I say are like DJ focused. Mm-hmm. And, you know, this is with all due respect to all the venues in Wynwood. Like, as a DJ, you shouldn't be thinking that, like, Wynwood's just going to be it, you know, as in the sense of, I feel like Miami's changing so much, or has changed so much, that, you know, you're at the brunch in the realm, and that shit is insane. That's bananas, you know, like
it's spreading. It's not so.
And Miami has become into a very regional kind of city where you have those city places. You know, they're gonna, in the Grove is eventually gonna pop off,
come back
for another demographic.
Exactly.
You know, you have city place Doral for that demographic, and it's not,
things are opening up along the river now.
And along the river, right? And then there's different little pockets, which I love, because it's not, oh, we only have to go to South Beach, or the DJ that's DJing at these venues are the ones that are popping. No, like, you're at Cobra Blues, and half of these motherfuckers don't even know that place exists, and you're DJing for thousands of people. Yeah. You know? And it's wild, but it's there's so many different things. So like, Wynwood changing from a DJ perspective shouldn't be a bad thing. There's more bags coming, but the venues that are there shouldn't be a goal. Like, it shouldn't be like, damn, like it should be like a short-term goal, but like build that one venue is not going to change your career.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And I preach that a lot, just in general, because, you know, on South Beach days, there was, you know, we can say there was that kind of stigma of like, oh, if you're not playing these clubs, like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, like, yeah. But now there's so many other places, and there's so much going on that, like,
I like it because it is kind of similar to, like, because I would always say that about New York. Mm-hmm. Like, New York, you could DJ anywhere. You could DJ anywhere, locally, Queens, bro. You didn't have to be in the meatpacking district. You didn't have to be Midtown in Manhattan.
I do LES. I go to New York and I do Lower East Side, which is like it's like a Brickle-ish crowd.
Right.
So
Right, yeah. So there's no DJs now. You're coming in a time where it's like find a venue and make it hot. You don't have to worry about the pressure of I want to DJ there. I'm not going to be cool if I don't DJ there. You know, I mean, obviously we would all, maybe not all of us. I don't want to speak for everyone, but obviously it's cool to DJ at Live if you could DJ at Live. That's some cool shit. You know what I'm saying? Like certain venues on the beach are cool, but how do you feel about the climate of the beach now too? Because I'm seeing them a couple venues trying to reopen and kind of like keep that same South Beach energy, but
it's and then so let's talk about this. I told you I was just in Vegas. I went to Vegas. I was out there Thursday. I went out 3 nights. First night I went to see Lil Jon. Lil Jon, the opener.
At where?
He was at Marquee.
Okay.
So I show up. The opener's on. He's playing Mustard. Opening, that
sounds like some West Coast Open shit.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. Which is exactly what I expected. Walking into Mustard,
Yeah.
And then he kind of switched it up, but then he went into an open format ish, big room, house EDM ish stuff, and it was like outdated. It was very outdated. But
to us. Outdated.
It was outdated, and then that's what I was getting at. I'm with a group of DJs and industry people, and I'm kind of like looking at everybody, and everybody's just not phased. And I'm like, yo, like this. And they're like, yeah, you're in Vegas. Like, what do you expect? But then you see everybody else is there for that, Dimitri Vega like Mike remix. You know what I'm saying? That like high end. They're there for that because they're in Vegas. They came to Vegas to party, to get fucked up, be in a club, hear that shit, and that's why they're there.
Yeah, they're just regular ass people. Like,
yeah, so. What I feel is that like the tourists have already kind of like shifted out of the beach, and in Miami, unless like we'll say the top 3: Live, Story 11. I don't even consider them clubs. They are ticket. They're not a club that you're like, yo, let's go to the club. Like, it's their ticket in Miami. They're ticket selling venues.
Right.
They're destination venues. It's not a venue that you're just gonna randomly go.
You're gonna get a concert. You're gonna get
concert
basically, yeah.
Exactly. So when I talk about, and I have to be clear with that because a lot of people are like, and I'm like, no, I'm talking about the local venues or the more touristy driven venues. Like you go to Pilos now. I'm using Pilos because that's I know you're out there and it's a venue that's doing good. That's a very tourist based venue in the sense of the people that are walking in and are like, oh, what is this? This is hot. The ones with money. We'll go in and spend some money and have a good time and do their shit. But now it's changed because it's not as much, so they can kind of keep walking. But you don't have that in the beach anymore.
I guess you could say bodega kind of,
Yeah, but it's not like a bottle. Like the people that are going to spend that kind of money are going to spend it at Live, and it's like the gap is huge.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the people that I'm talking about that are walking around Wynwood are spending probably $200 each, let's say, in the group of 5 people, and if they buy one bottle plus the other spot and this and that, I Live, they're probably spending at least $1,000 each.
Yeah,
so it's a different.
Yeah.
So for the
different tax bracket.
So and then for the tax, so if there's certain venues that are trying to open up, I can be completely wrong. And
I'm just speculating.
And seeing from what I see on the beach, like when my random friends from out of town. I'm like, hey, we're staying at so-and-so. I'll go to the beach, meet up with them, have dinner, whatever, go to their hotel. And the flow, the energy's different, bro. You remember when you could walk up and down Collins and like, it's a vibe, bro.
It's a wrap for that.
It's a wrap for that. But nobody's going to the beach for that, for that kind of experience, the Edition, the bowling is open. The main club's not open.
Not yet.
I know, and I don't know if they have any intentions. I don't know.
Same thing with Wall inside the W.
Same thing. Like there's a lot. I mean, I don't know the insides, and I don't want to.
Right.
But it's that kind of driven like destination club thing. The people that are gonna come for that are gonna go and do it right.
Yeah.
Like my industry friends from Chicago, from Vegas, from New York, and like the people that know I have either like bottle spenders or like are in the biz or whatever, like tight and. In the high end, they go to Liver Story or Swan or Komodo,
Yeah.
But they're not casually going to a club, and whoever they send want to come to Miami to go and have that Miami experience,
right?
It's
right.
It's weird, man. So I think Wynwood's gonna grow, and I think we'll eventually have more restaurant.
Yeah, I feel bad for the beach, bro. I would not invest $1. I know I see people. I would not invest $1 on South Beach if I was.
Yeah, and it's the formats too. Like like it's just gonna be a wrap. So why pay X amount if Live has money back, and I don't, it's I don't know, but
yeah,
and I don't really go to some of these venues, so I don't want to speculate or say anything. But from the venues that I have gone to, or just the scene in general, I don't know. I don't know. So let me ask you this: where do you think? I mean, and vice versa, music in these kind of what's being played in these clubs, that are booking a house guy? Is there a hip hop dip? You get what I'm saying? What do you mean? There's a club open on South Beach. I saw they book a big name house guy. Is it house? Is it a house music?
Yeah, that's a house night.
And
I haven't been there, but
is there any kind of
there's no
or I don't know. And is it being done like the other venues that are just what I call like the puppet show? Is it a house night with the puppet show for the spenders plus the house guy, or is it resident doing the puppet show plus the house guy plus I don't know.
I'm confused, bro. Bro, I'm confused.
But it's bro. But I mean, with South Beach, what it seemed like what was going on was that they were kind of pushing all that stuff out and then bringing, the Good Times Hotel, the Moxie opened up too on the early street, 6th, 7th, 8th, where Vendome is at. And it seemed like they were just kind of like cleaning that up and whatnot. But I know that Good Times already has sound ordinance issues. So I don't know if they were. I don't know because that just might have been too soon. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, shit, nightlife might. If you want me to make just speculate, and you want me to just say in 7 years, these new kids that should be in the club, they're gonna be in the metaverse.
Yeah,
they're gonna and they're gonna go eat dinner at Swan maybe in Komodo.
Right.
But guess what? They're going to club in the metaverse, bro.
Alyssa's gonna be DJing. Alyssa already did a DJ thing.
I heard about. I heard about that. Wait. Yo, shout out to Alyssa. Already DJed in the metaverse, bro.
And that's the thing, bro. Just again, I'm not fully immersed into any of that.
Bro, someone spent $450,000 to be Snoop Dogg's neighbor in the metaverse.
I'm saying,
let's open a club in the metaverse, dog.
Have you DJed for any of these people? Any of these NFT people? Or
nah, bro,
I have, man. It's an experience. It's an experience because it's people that
they pay you in Bitcoin.
No, we got paid normal, but it was an after party. This was during Basel. It was an after party for some whatever, I don't know. But it's just a whole bunch of corporate dweebs.
Have you noticed that the influx of out of towners, the tech scene, is that happening? The people are posting about that shit, but
a whole lot. I've seen a whole lot. And what I'm telling you is this was a party.
Where are they hanging out at, bro?
They go to bars, bro. I was at East at Sugar. I was out there on a random Tuesday, Wednesday, meeting up some friends from out of town. And this was a weekday after New Year's, and it was slammed. But the crowd was so douchey, so bad.
It was an NFT crowd.
Bro, it was just
California.
It was
That's the new hipster.
It was NFT crowd? It was just New York looking business. Dude.
Like we're in LES.
Yeah, but and then also the Euro kind of cheesy. I don't know. I mean, they weren't part of that crowd, but that's the only place that I've been to, and I'm these are the more techie guys, or the New York financial guys, they just come off so. But you know what I did see? I saw a lot of women there. Yeah, a lot of women that are going to get saved. I mean, we can get into that.
I need to go in there. I'm trying to. I'm trying to save some women, so I want to see. I got my cape on right now, so I'm gonna go.
The girls that are just expecting to get approached. You see a lot of those because the New York guys are there. They have money. They have no game, but the fucking smart ass Miami girls know how to trap these guys.
Yeah.
So it's
damn. How else? What else? How else? Tell me more about the Vegas trip, though. What else did you?
So I connected. I connected with Edwin, who's a DJ Phenom. He's a DJ City president. I'm the DJ City rep for Miami, Florida. I've been working with them for 5-6 years, and connected with a bunch of DJs. I literally went to like kind of do some research, see where the scene's at.
I was gonna say, how is this? Does it feel like Vegas is back? Is it? What's different about it?
It's kind of weird. So that was that night. The 2 other nights I went and I saw a bunch of residents, like local guys, work different rooms. But I feel like, I don't know, it's people are out. I mean, it's also right now it was a little slow season. Like it's after New Year's, but people are out. I just felt what I did feel was like the music was not
on point,
or it wasn't as sharp as it should have. As I remember Vegas being.
The DJs there, I had this conversation with Don Hot last week that the DJs over there, they're great. I'm going to say West Coast DJs in general. They're great DJs, but they don't really put on like the show that we do here. Yeah. They don't command the attention. They're not looking at you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always curious, like, if you bring a me or, you know, a Don Hot over there, like what would happen, you know, with that?
I think but this is the thing, I didn't go to Dre's when I was there. And I think at Dre's, both of y'all would kill it. Like, because that's the rap spot. That's like the more rap. And every time I've been there, it's all
What's
rap.
What's crazy, bro, is I'm doing that in Spanish now. Is even in Spanish over there? Like, really? Not really.
You do, but it's not. It's like certain, and shout out to Exile, Yo-Yoli, like they've built it from the bottom up. And now they have Spanish stuff on the strip.
Dope.
Like Yo-Yoli does Omnia. I think it's like a monthly. And then when it's like Mexican New Year's, they do the big room, like main room.
That's dope.
But yeah, I mean but this is the thing about Vegas, that in Vegas there's so much micromanaging, so there's no room to really do anything. And what I was told was that right now, post Vegas, what's happening, I mean, because they're still a little behind us. Post-COVID or quarantine, that a lot of younger guys kind of came up. So, or a lot of people that were like next up, or the opener started headlining because of budget cuts or whatever, that there's a weird kind of, what's the best way to put it? Like their feet aren't wet enough, or they're doing what kind of works. I don't know. It's weird. It's like, I don't know, because I don't want to like throw anybody under the bus, but it's like a lot of the resident guys aren't working since the budgets have been cut. The hours have shifted and everything. A lot of the guys that have doing it don't have like the sauce or don't have the recipe.
So I mean, we could bleep anything out if we decide we want to bleep shit out. But what I'm assuming is that like Vegas can't afford to book like the scam type guys.
Right. Yeah. Because a lot of them aren't working. Yeah.
Right. So now they're forced to get cheaper, I guess, local guys or local.
It's kind of like, I don't know, and I felt like it happened here. Like, I mean, and I'll be pretty frank. Like, certain budgets, kind of everything post quarantine, like the more, I would say, higher up budgets, everything got kind of pushed to a center. You know, let's say, I don't know, let's just say 1,000 is like the average, you know, the 12, 15, 18, 2, and then you have the 8, 7, 6, 5.
So the 8, 7, 6, 5s are doing like the 1, 2, 3, 4, like the
everything kind of, and then these guys are kind of odd man out, you know. It's like
they're kind of, but those are the OGs. Most of them, they've been in the game for a long time.
Yeah, they travel and they do a lot of stuff, and like, I mean, they're getting their shit like in one way or another. But it's like a weird. I mean, that's what a theory I've been told, and then also I felt the music was kind of disconnected. But at the same time, these people like haven't really been going out, so you know, it's they're not doing anything wrong by playing outdated stuff.
Yeah, in my opinion, bro, I feel like we're out. This is the problem, is that the music cycle nationally is outdated. I was having this conversation too, but it doesn't feel as bad here because we could touch so many different things. We could go to Spanish, we could go, but over on the West Coast, those hip hop, like, bro, what new hip hop can you play over there, bro? Like, what is even hot over there?
You know, one Lil Baby song when I was out there.
What?
Yeah.
See, that's crazy to me. So I'm assuming that they're all playing just mad Sweetie over there. They're playing all that same E40 shit, you know. But like, there's no new.
But that's the other thing. Like, I didn't go to Dre's. I wish I would have gone to Dre's, and I was there like a few days. But I mean, I've had this conversation, you know, same thing. You've seen me tweet about it. We've talked about it. And music is just in a weird stage. And the worst part is that even reggaeton is now at a weird stage.
Exactly. And,
Like,
and know what
reggaeton was what was saving us.
And you know what I'm assuming? I'm assuming it's like this to where like the classic reggaeton hits harder and has more energy than the new reggaeton. So I'm playing the classic reggaeton during prime time. So I'm assuming on the West Coast, like those classic West Coast records, those are still hitting more than the newer shit. So they got to do that too.
Yeah,
you know?
it's bro, and the reason why the new reggaeton doesn't really work because not all of it, but most of the new reggaeton is R&B.
It's sleepy, yeah.
It's considered R&B. It's R&B music. It's sing along stuff. As far as
it's sleepy, bro.
It's all R&B. No matter much you speed it up, what drums it's all R&B. All the Rao shit is all for the hoes. You know,
Jay Cortez, all of it. The only thing that's not really R&B and of course it's hitting is Bad Bunny. He's the only one chanteo that's in your face.
But even his last 2-3 songs have all been R&B. You know, like Yonaguni,
which is why Zafaera is still gonna smack more than everything.
Still, and then on the rap side, what's the biggest record? Maybach, newest biggest record.
Bro, it's tough out here, bro. Like it's, like I was telling Don Hot, like how long is Dreams and Nightmares gonna be a confetti song?
Yeah,
bro?
for real.
You know what I mean? Like there's no. And the problem is even in hip hop, it's like this. It's like sleepy is like the trend right now. Yeah. Even in hip hop, reggaeton, like Lil Baby, Moneybagg Yo, Yo Gotti, all these guys are cool. Like even the Drake Future's Too Sexy record is a big record, but they don't evoke any energy. So even though they're big records, people are standing around, bro. Even like when you play El Poblado, bro, it's a big record, but people are standing around because it doesn't bring any energy. We need some Zani Lennox. We need the new Wisin and Yandel. We need some young kids that want to scream, bro, like yell in my ear like how Bad Bunny does. Give us some melody that's loud and energetic, bro, chanting. That's why Pepas goes off, because no one has that shit that's like chanting high energy shit. Like
do you think that's gonna be the wave, the up-tempo wave? Like, and then where do you think that's gonna go?
It needs to go to, I'm gonna tell you where I hope it goes. That up-tempo 128 guaracha chanteo wave, I hope they start doing the chanteo shit on the perreo. That's what I need to happen.
That'd be good.
And now that's just gonna bring us back to that rakata
Right. Yeah, because
that lo que pasó fucking era. That's what we need. Like,
No, that'd be good. Let me ask you, have you played Pepas at a venue where it doesn't work? Or like, have you played it in like
venues? I don't play it at Brick.
Yeah, you don't play. I was gonna ask you that.
I don't play it at Brick. No, I don't play any house guaracha at Brick.
There's never a point where you're like,
I know off rip if I'm gonna play it or not from the beginning of my set. Right. I know like, I'm not touching 128 house at this venue. In Brick, I don't think I've ever played 128 house ever at Brick in 7 years. But Pilos gives me the vibe I could hit it.
Right.
Copper Blues gives me the vibe I could hit it. Where else? It's just
because I always wonder, like, on the more like rap, on the more urban side, like there was a time when you could even play some kind of I mean, I'm talking about fucking like 10 years ago, but like, is that being played in any rap party now, or like urban party, or like
I'm playing? There's set like, bro, like I need more records. Like when I go to Brick and it's straight urban. I still get off the Miami shit, that 128 shit that goes off, but we're getting like, the tippy toes and the twerculator. You're getting some 128s in the hip hop side. We need some more of those because those are working, the label hit me. They're trying to play that, the uncle, we want some money, like they're trying to, some people are experimenting with that 128. Some hip hop artists are experimenting with that.
What's the Sada Baby? You remember that?
Yeah, I kind of glanced over that song. It didn't feel like it felt like.
It's kind of, I've tried to like force it when I play like Twerkulator and stuff like that, but it's just like, nah.
I go from that to like Dippy Toes, and then from there, I'm probably going to just go into the Miami shit, play stick and roll, hit the Sam Sneak AV8 shits that work, to put out the stick works. I think it's important for DJs to do that. That even if at Pilos or a venue that's not so urban, to still play those Miami up tempo songs, just to expose people to that tempo and get in the twerkulator.
And they're easy. And I think in Miami, if at most venues, and like I said, except for Brick, Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard. I mean, I've heard Dembow, but I've never heard any house I break or any kind of like energy, that kind of shit. But like in most venues that are open format, like in Miami, you know, you have the luxury and you have like.
And you know what I've always thought. Sorry to cut you off, but what I've always thought is places like Brick, places like Wood Tavern, and just Wynwood in general. For me, house music sounds good when you have the experience with the lights and everything.
Yeah.
When you're at a bar just playing house music, that shit don't sound right to me.
Like everybody knows, I'm a huge Pit fan. Like I work with Pit, you know, toured everything. I don't play Pit at Wood. Like I'll probably play like Lengua Fuera if I'm playing like No Te Veo, you know, like 120, like reggaeton, maybe into like Nina Sky dancey shit, and I'll play culo and like Lengua Fuera, but I'm not gonna play any of the cheese, you know, and because I know, bro, and I fucking Pit's my guy, you know, like But it's you know what, and then also like in the system, in the venue, the environment, you know, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
And you know, actually, I felt, dude, and this
AKA, there's not enough white people,
dude, and I felt, and this is like a true story. When places, what were the first like Racket and not even Dirty Rabbit, because like when I first started hearing house in Wynwood, I felt weird.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know,
belong
like
in
Pilos,
Wynwood.
like at Pilos at work.
The thing Guaracha doesn't, when it's like house with like a Latin vibe,
Right.
when the house is boom ka boom ka boom ka boom ka, that type of house like Guaracha, it sounds good amongst Latin shit.
Yeah.
But if you're playing that Calvin Harris European EDM shit, that doesn't have, it's just doom doom, it's doom ka doom ka. It's not the Latin doom ka ka, you know. Then it feels, you know, like it doesn't feel right.
No, yeah, no. And I remember, I forgot what were like the first venues that we're doing it, and I was just like,
House?
or you know, like when Up Tempo, I'm talking about like 4 years ago. Like this is probably one of the first. I don't know when Wynwood just started to, when dress code started to come around.
Yeah,
you know, I was already kind of like, I just feel weird. Like it doesn't feel, but you know, I've learned to accept it and move on past it.
We're in a space right now musically to where like house kind of came back in a sense,
Right.
in an open and so now each DJ is going through like their 2000, they're going through their 2012 like house crates and seeing which ones sound good in 2022. Which ones are you liking? Which house records are you liking from back then that you're picking for your new crates?
At the Wharf, I play a lot of old house, but at the Wharf, we play like everything. At the Wharf, bro, I've turned it into like one of my most open format gigs, and I'll play the new house that's kind of more on like that tech house kind of sound, like the side piece On My Mind, like where the build-ups are not crazy EDM progressive, like it's just like a build-up, and then you stay on my mind, like shit like that,
like chill,
or like the 8 Craze, you know, like songs like that. Like I'll play those with the new stuff, maybe a little bit harder stuff, and then when I go into the 2010s, like I'll play. Bro, I play Levels original, like that shit
feels good.
But to me, that's like a classic. So Levels.
We Found Love, like
we found love. We Found Love is one of the biggest pop tracks of the last 20 years. Yeah. Bro. Top 5 to me.
I would agree.
Then on the more housey side, like I'll play Take Over Control, Afrojack.
Okay.
Like I'll play that. Sometimes I'll play Sexy Bitch.
Calabria feels good.
Calabria, yeah, but I have like different edit like that are newer that have like Calabria, or like The Heads Will Roll, or like those more housey, even like Boneless. I have like The Business with Boneless. Songs like that. But on the 2010s, like bro, like Take Over Control, and then even I'll play like Party Rock sometimes.
Yeah, bro,
like,
I haven't touched Party Rock.
Bro,
I haven't played
but
Party
you know
Rock
what?
in like 7 years. I haven't touched that.
You know I'm the cheese. You know I'm like the cheese master.
Yo, Kaz, if you don't know Kaz, Kaz knows how to make cheesy shit kind of cool. I don't know how he does it, bro.
So you know, if it's cheese, like, so, bro, when I started playing, I mean,
you can turn it into queso.
Yeah. Nah, but when I started playing cheese, like, but the cheese has to change, and it goes back to the 10-year nostalgia thing.
Oh shit, he put me on the cheese game.
So, dude, think about it like now. Think about it like this now. The people that are out right now at the Wharf. I'm plugging it in. Pretty much every other Friday, I'm at the Wharf. And for those that are not from Miami or never been, the Wharf is the outdoor venue right in front of the Miami River. You can pull up on a boat, huge, and you have food trucks. They have like games in the back. It's very appealing and very like like nautical theme.
It feels good.
And it has a lot of Instagram bullshit, and like people like it because it's very clean looking. It's very so
it's on the water.
It's on the water. Very IG. Very.
They got one in Fort Lauderdale, one in Miami. Shout out to that owner. I think
Emmy Guerra. He's opening one in Bayside, and then he has a bunch of other projects. He's doing something at Gulfstream right now too.
Yeah, that guy's killing it.
Killing it. Yo, super OG, and he's smart because he does stuff. Because you know he's a promoter from back in the day. He does stuff that his friends can go to, like his venues are dog friendly, kid friendly. So his friends that he used to party with at Space 20 years ago are pulling up with their kids during the day.
Dope.
You know, so it's a smart. Always grow with your audience. I would tell DJs that shit all the time. Like, never forget to like, you know, when you were young, you wanted to headline live for who? So your friends are fucking blowing up your phone outside, you know, like
don't feel if you're getting older, don't feel pressure to try to fit in with the young crowd. Find creative ways to fit in with your same crowd because that same crowd likes to go have fun. Maybe they might have kids, but they might have but they vibe with you musically. You guys are definitely going to connect musically. So just find ways to
exactly. So at the Wharf, the crowd is mixed, and we play everything, and out there, like
they still have the sound ordinance over there.
Not really.
No.
Nah. I think that's been. But you have to know to play everything. So, bro, the 2010 shit works. The new stuff works. But when you hit them with One Direction or like Bieber Baby off the top, bro, you take them back to like when they were 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. That age, they just feel like they're like in, that joy, that teen fun, like
you could pull that. I can't. You see, that's why you're
innocent.
You're the GOAT in that room.
Shout out to Don Hahn does it when he plays like Taylor Swift. He'll do that shit, like that never getting back together, like destroys the room. Yeah. Bro, you have to know you figure out how to play it and like find little cheesy ways. And people used to make fun of me so much, call me names, do all this, man. You're playing that fucking, and I'm like, cool, right, bro, and.
It works. Right? Shit works, bro.
But now they play it too, so it's all good. But you bro, the cheese is, and I have guys come up to me, mean mugging me. I'm like, why you mad? I'll buy you a drink. You mad? You
mad in the club?
You mad at the club? Like I'll get you a drink, buddy. like. But it's that kind of cheese, bro. You connect with people in a certain way. You leave them a certain impression, and when AM said it, people will remember more those songs that people don't normally play than listening to the same song every time.
That's a fact.
So, and when I say cheese, anything from Britney and NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, new shit, the Taylor Swift shit. I played the Olivia Rodrigo, the Good For You. I play that shit. The new Willow Smith, I play that shit.
It's weird. It's so funny, like the way a DJ's path can change, bro. If you told me 10 years ago that I'd be loving my life playing like salsa music, bro. I'm playing salsa music, like, yo, this shit is lit right now. Like,
salsa is different, bro. I love to play salsa.
Bro, I love it. People are dancing, like, bro, like at Copper Blues, bro. I love that vibe.
And the thing with salsa, you gotta know how to play it. Because, bro, salsa, I learned how to play salsa at this lounge, and this is now you can get edits or find edits or make the edits. But this is like literally me playing like the originals, like, like moving the platter and like.
Because it's not quantized.
It's not quantized at all. So, bro, when I started playing, I was like, fuck. And I'm like listening. So I would do loops. I would do a manual loop. I would save a manual loop in the end and then in the front and in the end. Because, bro, you got to let shit ride. The salsa, if you, even if you mix out in the end, sometimes motherfuckers look at you weird because they want to hear that.
You've only played 4 minutes of the song. You're supposed to let 6 minutes play. Fuck are you doing?
Dude, or people. I would make loops in the beginning and in the end of the song. And sometimes I wouldn't have one in the end because I would always play the, like that last, like, the dun-dun. Because people kind of want to do like the last move. And like, bro, I was such an 8-bar DJ that like, I would be like, damn, like I would be like sweating and like, how am I gonna mix out of this shit, whatever? And then you realize, bro, you just let it ride and drop the next one off the top. Yeah. Or later on the mic more and talking on the mic now. You say.
I'm there like I'm there like the salsa's hitting and I'm there like talking in the holes like fucking. Fucking yo da das. Y'all know what it is, Copper Blue. Like I'm like doing the fucking. But it feels good though. Yeah. Like no one's bothering me because I know like when to talk, what holes to talk in the music. So I'm there like in the holes of the salsa music. Just subtly talking my shit, like promoting and shit. Like It's just funny how like if you would have told me 10 years ago that I'd be there like playing salsa music, like enjoying myself.
No, but that shit, bro, it's
because I went through like so long, like I went through a lot, and maybe you went through this too, Cass, but like I went through, you know, a phase where it's like, yo, I want to DJ like I want to be in the glamour scene, you know, like I want to do those where you're playing, where you can't play salsa, you can't play, right? You can't do that shit, you know? But then I'm like, you know what, fuck it. Let me just like, I'm loving the salsa shit. I love it. It's different. I'm the white boy doing it. Like people are liking it, you know? And it's like, now I like it because you could still be a DJ and make 6 figures and still play those off parties. You know what I'm saying? You're not forced to like go to the beach and do those glamour shit to make 6 figures anymore, you know?
Dude, it's a balance, man. It really is a balance. And, you know, I mentioned this to you briefly when I saw you last time. And, bro, you have to have a balance of gigs. Like the DJs that are just trying to do ABC or headline, you know, Live Story 11 and only do that, bro, that they're going to realize when they do achieve those goals that that's not happiness.
Yeah.
That's not happiness.
Yeah.
Or that's not what they wanted. Or what commonly happens most of the time that they weren't ready.
Yeah.
And not being ready for that gig is completely fine, completely normal. And once you find your sound, once you find your lane, or you create your own lane, or you do your own shit, you kind of find those salsa gigs, find this, find that. And then you realize that, cool, you know what? I'm going to do this gig. The pay not be the greatest, but I do what I love. I'm going to do this gig that the pay is great. I eat shit for fucking 8 hours, but you know what? That pays my rent.
Right.
You know what? I know that I have to play at this venue. I don't fuck with this guy, but the look pays itself.
Right.
Like we've all been in that position where like
you give and take,
you do
and
a little
compromise
bit,
certain things.
And that's what our job is about. You know, like bro, I know DJs that gig, let's say 3-4 nights a week, and only promote 2 gigs.
Yeah.
And only those 2 top ones are the ones that they're going to show you and talk about, and that's the one that their Instagram says.
They're going to be DJing in public.
But then you walk into this restaurant.
They're going to be DJing in Winn-Dixie for fucking 6 hours, but they're getting...
Or they are DJing at these spots and making X amount that I know how much they're making, but they want to just front on that. Like with me, dog, I post. I'm very open about my shit, dog. I've done most of the venues around Miami, and then venues that I haven't played at, if the time is right, when the time is right, if what they're interested in is what I provide, will happen when it does.
Exactly. If it happens,
and that's it. Because, bro, like portraying some kind of identity of this and that, or wanting to be this or wanting to be that, you know, all those other positions that people want to be have been done by that person that they want to be.
It's going to keep you closed-minded. Like for me, my approach my whole career has been be able to DJ anywhere. Like if I got to DJ in Hialeah, if I got to do a straight Dominican party, if I got to do a white Fort Lauderdale college kid party, if I got to do a hood party, like in whatever, be able to do it all, and then move in the nightlife, and wherever you get placed, you could do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's going to keep you busy.
And people know because, bro, like I'm talking about all the cheese, all this stuff. You know, I play at the spot Rose in Fort Lauderdale, and all I play is rap. And I'm on my rap shit. I can play a rap party. I'm on the mic, like y'all. I'm not on y'all's level of the. You know, the my package is pause. You know, it's not as tweaked as you know y'all do. But I do some of those parties out of town. I do big rooms in Chicago when I travel. I do all the big shit. You know, like just because I don't do it here doesn't mean that I'm not doing it. And I try to tell the DJs, the local ones that are so...
Sometimes those big rooms are not what's best for your business. And it's not best for your money. We're trying to like we're a business at the end of the day.
And for your mental health, bro. Because DJing those big rooms, man, like people don't understand like what it takes to be grandfathered in or to be put in that position or to be doing what you think you want to do. You don't know the journey that person went through or that connection or that relationship or the bottlenecks or whoever's cousin family. You know, we
or how many text messages he's getting from the manager to play this, do that. What are you doing? Play. Hey, we got fucking this guy that's here from Armenia. He just spent $10K. Download some Armenian trap right now. Play this shit right now. Why don't you have it right now? Play it right now, or we're gonna fire you. You got 15 seconds to play this Armenian song right now. Do it right now, because I'm an owner and I'm on cocaine right now, and we need this shit to happen right now. Like,
believe me. I mean, there's. I mean, there's a story, bro. I'm gonna tell the story. I just told it on the Road podcast. I did the Road podcast when I went to Vegas. I used to open at this venue for years, and I opened there for years. And there was a main guy, and the main guy would headline, do his thing. We were both stressed out every single fucking night that we played there. And one night, they would always book the random promoter DJ friend. This is when being DJ was still cool.
And we're talking about like this is like the beach, South Beach shit.
This is a bottle service.
South Beach
spot. You know, high end. And I had been a resident on multiple nights. I was, I would save the night. I was the guy that, because the headliner wasn't there or talking to a girl or whatever. I was the guy that would get the text or was told, hey, get Buddy out of there. Like, find so-and-so. He has to get back on. And, I have to go get so-and-so. And, hey, you got to get back on. And I'm the one telling the promoter that's stoked playing his shit. Like, yo, man, sorry, buddy. Like, so-and-so's getting... I was the one doing everything for years. At night, they book one of those promoter guys, but there's no main guy. So I already knew what was going to happen. And I was already, like, mentally, like, in that position, like, yo, like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. The guy gets on 15, 20 minutes in, like, my phone's blowing up. The manager's like, yo, tell this guy, hurry up, get off. And I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking, all right, he's going to get off. I'm going to get on. Since there's no headliner, this is it. This is my chance. Like, I'm going to freaking, like, like, this is going to be it. Like, I'm going to crush it. I'm going to, like, I start rocking. I wasn't, like, too heavy on the mic back then. I do my thing, whatever. Out of nowhere, this other DJ walks in. He wouldn't even DJ in that venue. And I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? I'm thinking, like, yo, we're going to take a shot. Blah, blah. He walks in, and I'm like, yo, I'm chilling, whatever. I'm like, let me know when you're ready. I'm like, what happened? He's like, oh, no, I just got called in to come and play because they booked some shitty-ass DJ, and they didn't have anybody else to play. And I was like, all right, cool, get on. He got on, packed my bags, and I left. I was like, yo, like,
what the fuck?
Like, I'm like, yo, like, I'm done working with this venue. I'm done working with this. Like, I was already moving in other places, and it goes back to that, like, for the look, the money wasn't great because I was already doing bigger stuff, but I was still opening in this venue for the look of this,
right?
And what was going on, but even that was already kind of losing its shine or losing its value,
right?
And when that happened, I was like, yo, like, I'm done working with people that are not going to value me or value my time, and all these different things, and I got my bags, and I was like, yo, I'm out of here, like, and I had a discussion with my management, and they were just like, okay, that's what you want to do, that's what makes you happy, like, yeah, because you got to know when to let go, when something doesn't benefit you,
exactly.
Doesn't get you anywhere, bro. And in this career that we have, a lot of people hold on. Mm-hmm. Hold on to the times that this venue had at this time back then, or this, or
these venues aren't hot right now. They're struggling right now to and that's why it's so chaotic, because they are. The reason why it's chaotic behind the scenes is because they are struggling. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to understand too. Like, there's people that are not gonna like you. Mm-hmm. And there's people and owners and management that are gonna like you. Yeah. Some of them are gonna be dope venues. There's gonna be a manager in a dope venue that's not gonna like you for some reason. You're not gonna know why. But then this venue of this dope venue, the guy's gonna love you, and you have no idea. And guess what? You don't need closure. You don't need to find out why. You just understand that some people are gonna like you, some people are not, bro. Like,
and also, it's a business. Like you said, it's a business at the end of the day. Like, whatever you think is going on in your head is not what's going on in the numbers in the back. You feel me? Like, like your DJ ego position, whatever, nobody gives a shit, especially when you're in those kind of venues. Like, there's so many, and that's one thing I learned early with conflict is, like, there's so many moving parts that if you ask anybody in the venue, they're going to think that they're the one.
And right. Yeah.
What I can, tell anybody else who's in that position, yo, like, if you're DJing these venues, if you're around these kind of celebrities, athletes, or whatever, don't talk to the celebrity. Don't talk to the athlete. Don't talk to the rapper. Find out the guy that's on his phone, or find out the guy that looks kind of like that's having
the manager
fun or not having fun, or looks stressed, or is the manager or the connect or the whatever it is. Find them when they're not on their phone, and be like, be courteous. And if they're not, if you approach them and they're dicks to you, it comes with the territory, but have the right approach. Be like, hey, I saw you guys are out here. I'm Ka5. I'm one of the residents out here. Big supporter of your music. I have a show on globalization. Here's my card. Would love to have him on. Whatever new music you guys have going on. Blah 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 blah. Real quick. Boom boom boom. Here's my card. Boom. Cool. If he hits you back, y'all connect. You'll get the picture when you get it. You'll get the drop when you get it. And I've done stuff like that, and I've come up on certain connections with artists and stuff like that because I'm not there waiting for someone to sort of wash his hands so I can catch him right now. Like
my thing is, bro, if you act like a fan, they're gonna treat you like a fan.
Yeah.
I've always in the radio when the celebrities will come into the station, like you just be regular, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And once you start to treat them like there's something higher than they are, they're gonna feel that, and they don't like that feeling. They don't like that, But
yeah, I think it's a very thin line because I have this thing. I always say I'm a fan first, but I know how to but that's me because we've been around it,
Right.
You've been around people that you're insane fans of, but you just hold it back and you're just like,
yeah,
and you live the moment. You live the fucking moment.
Yeah, like I remember a time I was at Wood Tavern. I think you were DJing, and like Nori's right there, and I'm just like, bro, you know what? I'm gonna just go up to him and tell him thank you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's all he needs to thank you, bro. Like I'm not about to there try to open up a conversation and try to be that guy. Like now's not the time. Like knowing when the time is very important. But
yeah, timing is my bad.
No, you're good.
No, timing is very, very important. And then, on the DJ side, same thing. Venues, music, it's all in due time, man. And everybody's watching. If you don't hear anything back, that doesn't mean that they didn't see it. So whatever you put out, remember that people are always watching, and it's gonna come back to you one way or another.
Yeah.
Some DJs gonna be like, "Oh, I saw when you did," and you're like, "Oh, fuck," it's happened. It's happened. Oh, I saw you at. And this venue, and then you're like, fuck, I used to just get so hammered there. You're like, damn. But it's the DJ world is funny like that.
I got DJ Ka5 here, bro. Plug all your social media for the people.
It's DJ Ka5 on Instagram at DJ Ka5. I have a Patreon, DJs, patreon.com/DJ Ka5. DJK5.com is my landing site. If you Google DJ Ka5, anything and everything that's me will come out. That's a big reason. People ask me where Killer Cas comes from, where DJ Ka5 comes from. I used to do open source research in the military. So when you search stuff,
go. My bad. Go.
Yeah, when you search stuff, I used to do research on stuff. So that if you look up DJ speaker or DJ boombox one or DJ boom, I don't know, random DJ noise. You look up DJ Noise, it's going to be a million DJ Noise. You look up Casey Chops, there's going to be one Casey Chops.
Right.
I used to go by Cas. When I was a kid, I grew up in Nicaragua. Mm-hmm. You guys see that I'm not an Indian. Some of my friends would call me Casper.
Yeah.
So that, evolution throughout time. And my original name was DJ Casper, but that's super common. Shout out to Casper in Tampa. That's my dude. And when I came up with Killer Cas comes from Cameron, Kanye, Down and Out, when he's like, knock, knock, who's this? Killer Cam, Killer who? My Chinchilla Blue. I'm a huge Cameron fan.
Yeah, me too.
So my old roommate at the time, when I was in the military, was like, yo, because I play a song all the time. He'd be like, knock, knock, who's this? Killer Cas, Killer who? And that's where it came from.
Bro, so you were in the military, bro. Talk about that.
I did. All right. I was born here. I was born in Miami. I was an anchor baby. My parents were separating. And my mom went back to Nicaragua to raise me. And I would come visit my dad in Miami and all my aunt's family. And that side of my dad's family came out here in the 80s during the war. So I grew up, went to high school in Nicaragua. All school. And then I would always come to Miami to just absorb music. I would buy CDs. I was very big into skateboarding. I've always been big into fashion. So I was back then it was all the skateboard stuff. And I would take it back to Nicaragua. I wanted to start DJing then, but I was really, bro, I didn't care about school. I did not care about high school, did not care about anything. And I knew I wanted to leave. And I've always been a fan of the military. Always. And I told myself growing up, there's two things I want to do. I want to DJ and I want to be in the military. Mm-hmm. At 14, 15. Those are the only two things I told myself, two things I want to do in my life. So right when I graduated, I already knew that I wanted to leave and I was going to be a Marine. My best friend at the time, his dad was in the Air Force and he was like, yo, don't do the Marines. Join the Air Force. You're a smart kid. you'll have way better cost of living or living conditions and everything. I took the test. I scored pretty high. And I became a signals intelligence analyst. And
in the Air Force.
In the Air Force, yeah. So I did that for 6 years, and I worked in the computer. You know, I had a desk job pretty much. But we do a lot of different research, a lot of different things. And, you know, that's one of the things that I learned. And, you know, like...
You were in Iraq, right?
Afghanistan.
Yeah. Talk about that.
I toured with the Army, actually. So everybody that hates on the Air Force... When I tell them that I toured with the 82nd, and as soon as I toured, I became Army, they're a little bit more relaxed because the Army doesn't fuck around. The Army, like you're there when you're there. So the job that I said, you know, a lot of it is on base. A lot of it you do in a secure environment. So I was in Bagram. Right now, when they left Afghanistan, that was like one of the main bases that they were showing, you know, that they left everything.
What year was this?
This was 2006 into 7.
Oh, you were there for...
I was there. I mean, it was hot. Back then when I was hot, it was still popping. Like, it was still very, very active. I was in Bagram for a few months, then I went to this fob down by Kandahar, and I worked remote. I lived like in a trailer, like an 18-wheeler trailer. I lived in one of those in a small base, and we had all our equipment and stuff there, and it was crazy, bro. So I had been a hobby DJ since I graduated high school, and right when I left in 2006, when I was deployed, it was very surreal because like I was going out right before, bro. Like the military is like prison in many, many ways. So like when you deploy or like before you go in, like you party, like when you're back home, you party. So I remember going out in San Antonio before my deployment and being like, yo, all these DJs that are playing, like I do the same thing. Cause I was the bedroom DJ. I was like the dweeb, like the guy that would just have his 6-8 records. I had a little CD player I would connect. And I was like, yo, like I know how to mix. I know the music. I know this, I know that. And I was burning CDs, matching like one CD to another. And right before I left, I was like, yo, these guys aren't really doing anything. And when I was in Afghanistan, I was like, yo, I'm going to take this DJ thing seriously because I love it. I love music. Like, a lot of these guys aren't doing much. And when I got back, I had about a year and a half left. And I already knew a few people, and I started going out more and shadowing a few DJs. And it was in San Antonio. I was stationed in San Antonio, and it's a very big, small town. Like the mentality of people over there is very, very small. Like they try to mimic Vegas, but you're in a small town. You know, like those people go. It's like people that go. Well, you don't see it here because you're in Miami, but probably like people from like Fort Myers that come down. You know, or like to Miami or like Jacksonville. You know, like or just the tourists that we see. You know, like they come from their little small town and they come and they live their life. So when I was in that market, you know, I learned a lot from others' mistakes. Like, I mean, I first of all, I sucked. like shadowing people, bro. Like when you're that guy, when you're like the bitter, angry DJ, like I can be better. I was young, but then as soon as I started like seeing what they were doing, I was like, yeah, I don't think I can really do this yet. But just shadowing people and seeing what they move, how they play, how people react to this song, seeing how drunk they were getting, how drunk I shouldn't get. Seeing, you know, who they're trying to hook up with, like, oh, I should not be trying to hook up with a bartender, or I should not be, you know, like seeing all those little things, I learned a lot. But the military just is like was a foundation for me, dude. Like in the military, you meet people that you'll never meet again, like prison. Like you meet people you'll never meet in anywhere else from all different kinds of parts of the world. You meet a lot of ignorant people. You meet a lot of smart people. You see how cliquish people are, you know, and it's crazy. But dude, I loved it. I loved every second of it. Like, but I hated a lot of it when I was in, but it made me who I am today. And
taught you discipline, I'm sure.
Taught me discipline. It taught me to like. I learned the most when I left, because I joined when I was 19 and I left at 25, and that first month when I left, to not have that automatic direct deposit on the 1st or on the 15th. I was already working, and actually at the time I was making more money DJing than I was in the military. But when I got out, I was like, damn, I don't have health insurance. Yeah. I mean, you can go to the VA. There's loopholes, whatever, but like I don't have that first and 15th guaranteed no matter what I did. I don't have, because there's so many people that complain about the military when they're in, and then when they get out, like they're off the tit.
Yeah.
Off the tit, no more milk. What the fuck are you going to do, you know?
Yeah.
So it's, I did it at the right time because I was a shithead, bro. I always say there's an alternate version of myself that would have just come to Miami, gone to Dade, dropped out, got in a job at the airport, probably be like 350 pounds, like big beard, you know, like at Flanny's right now, you know, but it taught me a lot, man. And it was very, very important. And, you know, I did an event like 3-4 years ago in El Paso with USAA, who is...
That's my insurance too.
Yeah. So the bank for USA, I did an event with them. It was a bunch of country people, a bunch of like 2 first name country artists, like Luke Alexander, you know how that's the house DJ.
Yeah, like Chris Stevenson.
Yeah,
like Steve.
It was like 3 of those.
Yeah.
My boy Carlton Seuss, who's a Texas rapper, who's really good. There was another band, and me and I opened, but it was like a festival for the military people, and I got it through. I submitted like a little video, and I got it, but yeah, man, that's something I'm manifesting right now. Like I've DJed all over the world. I've celebrities, all the bullshit, but my dream gig is to DJ for the USO.
Wow.
Like I want to tour with the USO, like go to Iraq, go to wherever, go to any base, and like just DJ for them. You know, they do like little dances and stuff. Like in the bases, I remember they would bring, like when I was at the FOB, it was like some random country guy and then like a Dallas cheerleader.
Did you go out when you were in Afghanistan?
I stayed on the base. But on the FOB,
bring like some Afghan girls back and shit. Like, can you rock?
Bro, on base, wild shit happens. On base, and I did not do nothing with nobody, and bro, like that's the last thing. But I was also very young and very young-minded.
Yeah. But
you don't really interact with the locals.
No.
The locals you do interact is when they do the bazaars and stuff, and it's only old. You don't see, bro. I don't think I saw any. Maybe like 1 or 2 workers, but like. You know, just like a little bit, or I don't know. I wasn't even thinking of that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a different world.
Survive and shit.
Yeah. I mean, I used to work like 13 hours.
So if I was over there, bro, I would have like snuck out to a little town, try to find some Afghan girls, and got kidnapped. I mean, and I would have been beheaded, bro. That would have been me.
You would have
trying to find some Afghan pussy.
You would have found an army. You would have found an army girl.
Oh yeah.
I mean, bro,
that don't sound like me.
Stuff, bro. I mean,
I would have been.
You're saying this day 1, bro. Day 40, you're like, yo.
Yeah.
But so, bro, day 80, you're like, damn,
dog.
Yo, the tree's looking good right now. You know, bro, I didn't hook up with anybody. I didn't think I had a girl at the time, and I was very, but bro, I have friends that were. I have friends that would go to the little, like I said, they do like these kind of little dances, or like there's like little, like centers, like TV set, like rec centers, and people would go hang out and then things happen. Happen. But it's also, bro, it's like, have you seen the show Yellow Jackets?
No,
bro, it's this brand new show. It's about this group of girls that are in a plane crash. It's 1996. They're in a plane crash somewhere in like Seattle, and they get stranded. It's kind of like Lord of the Flies. So they're stranded, and it's like 8 or 9 girls, and there's 3 guys. One of them is gay. The other one is like their age, and the other one's like a little kid. So in that kind of environment, like there's like sexual tension, but I'm thinking, yo, like if a plane crashed and motherfuckers died and all this shit, like you're not thinking of fucking at all. I don't know, like it's it's obviously like a show, but there's very traumatic things going on, like. Yeah. I wouldn't be like, yo,
I mean, a lot of my 20s, I used fucking to like as medication to suppress my worries and my fears and shit. So I mean, that's not too far off from me.
Look, man, and we can get into like the side of the podcast that I knew was coming, which is we could talk about females. we got some.
Is that chapter? Were you sure?
No, we got some. Yeah, we're good.
Are you single now?
I'm single all the way.
Oh shit!
All the way, yeah. Nah, man, I was in a lot of long relationships, and I would kind of end up in relationships.
What do you mean?
Like, like when you're like hooking up with you're hooking up with like your friend's friend, and then like you ever hooked up with a girl or like date a girl by convenience? Mm-hmm. Like if we're DJing together and your chick brings a girl, and like I'm always opening for you, and then like
this girl's just around,
like
yeah,
it's happened. And
yeah.
some of those kind of situations have happened, or like not conversated enough or not communicated enough to like stuff gets way further than it should have, or but nah, bro, in my 30s it's been great. Like I've been single for the last few years, and bro, communication is key. Communication is key. You got to be on the same page with the person that you are talking to. And when I say communication and on the same page, is like, look, I'm single right now. I date a few girls, I go on dates. I'm saying like, but I'm not I let every girl know that I'm not looking for anything. Don't expect anything from me in that kind of sense. But let's hang out, have a good time, see where things go.
Yeah.
But that's it. I don't know. But I'm different. I'm different.
Yeah.
And as a DJ, we all kind of play that card. Like, bro, don't tell me the DJ is the what's the exacto seat? Remember in Fast and the Furious when the seat comes out? Mm-hmm. Like that's a eject, bro. That's a card.
Yeah.
Like when you're dating a girl and you're like, oh, I'm a DJ. Like they're gonna take that shit how they want, but if they accept it, like you can always kind of pull the DJ card.
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I'm just like, I'm chilling. I'm on some chill shit. It's crazy. Like I moved into this spot downtown and shit. Nice spot, nice view. And I thought I was gonna be like, I thought I was gonna unlock like a new hoe phase.
Right.
And I'm not like that. I'm like, I want to move a girl in. Like I want to live the domesticated life, and it's weird because I saved like my downtown. Like I'm 5 minutes away. Yo, my whole life, Cass, I've had to like, take these out of town girls back to Broward.
That's insane. I don't know how
insane, bro. We're talking $50 Uber rides.
I don't know how.
But now it's like, now that I'm 5 minutes away from everything and I can easily like be the biggest hoe I've ever wanted to be, I don't want to be a hoe right now for some reason. I want to be in a relationship.
When I broke up I've been single twice. This is the longest I've been single for. This is where I've done the most, not the most damage. I'm like digging. But, I mean, none of these girls are listening to this shit.
Yeah, you're good.
But this is, at this time, being single bro, the last time I was single like this, I think I was like doing mansion, and I was like peaking in the South Beach scene, and like, you know how it is, bro, when you kind of level up, and you start making those connections, and people kind of look at you different, girls look at you different.
Yeah, the lights on you a little more.
The lights on you, yeah. So
now your options open up.
When I was in that phase, and I was single back then, bro, I mean, it was one thing, but now with even more connections and more things and more this, and
yeah, just play the field, play your options, and there's no rush.
Yeah, no, there should never be, and I think that's a misconception that most people have, or maybe just the approach. I don't know.
I mean, for women there is, unfortunately, if you want to have kids, there is a rush.
Yeah, well,
but for men,
I don't understand like that. I don't know. I'm not an aggressive person, but like, I don't know. Sometimes it's being too aggressive, but I don't know. Some people they're trying to find that person. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I want to find that person. I'm not looking, but at the same time, I'm putting on off nights, I still go out to put myself in a situation to where I could meet. I want to meet as many people as possible. That's where I'm at,
That's good.
So a lot of DJ, like when you're off, are you more of like a homebody? Or you like to?
I'm both, because I love days off. I love days off that I can be off. I told you I took New Year's off. This last New Year's, 2021, I did about 300 gigs all year. Mm-hmm. We were doing happy hour plus night gigs, plus then brunch and night gigs at some point, doubles on Sundays. Like when things started to open up, bro, I was cooking, bro. Wednesdays, I was working every other Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
It was my best year.
Saturday, yeah, same. I probably made the most money. I paid off so much shit.
Yeah.
I've saved a lot of shit, invested, I've done a lot. Mm-hmm. And there was a time when, I hit up one of my boys and I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm on Groundhog Day.
What do you mean?
The movie Groundhog Day, where he wakes up and it's like the same day.
Yeah,
Bill Murray every day.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get out of it. There was a point where I would wake up and I was like, fuck. and I wasn't drinking. I don't drink as much anymore. I'm always on my healthy shit. But I wake up just exhausted, and I'd be like, oh, another day today. Like, I work again today. Or, like, not that I would hate going to work, but it's just like, that was literally my first thought. Do I work today?
I'm feeling like that right now. But the thing is, I wake up and it's like another day. I got to go to my pool. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
I work like bro, like.
And it's like the DJ, like pobrecito, like, pobrecito, like.
You got to put it in perspective, yeah.
But at the same time, bro, it's a mental thing. It's a fucking mental thing. So I felt very, very drained mentally because I had been just working a lot. And certain nights off, I was going to see people. And, like, I've made it a point to see more of my friends. Mm-hmm. My friends that know Rodrigo, that know me personally, or know Casper, or know, like, whatever from whatever part of my life, and to hang out and see them because they make time for me all the time.
Yeah.
And I want to see them on a non-club environment where I'm not, what? Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool, but I've been trying to hang out with my friends, hang out with people more, but I need at least one night, bro, where I stay home, like I literally do nothing. I cook for myself. I take my own time to make my own. I'm not rushing before I gotta go out, cook, chill, do whatever, and like wake up refreshed. Wake up, stay. And I need at least one of those every week.
Yeah. No, for sure. I'm on the same shit.
But I still like every once in a while, every other week I'll go out. I'll try to go out at least every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
One of the nights. But I'm working 4 or 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
But
the same shit.
At the same time, it's a lot of the same shit going on,
That's true.
And no offense, there's, I don't really go out. I don't want this to sound, but I don't really go out to get booked. Or I don't go to venues that I want to get booked at.
Right.
I go see my homies. I go see whoever's rocking. I go see whoever's there. And if things were to come around, or it's something that does catch my eye, or I am interested in, I'll won't be too aggressive, but I'll.
I mean, I think our careers are at the level to where, like, things just come. You know,
dude, 1,000%.
When I get scared, because this DJ shit always feels like, like for me, as far as I always make sure my bills are paid months in advance, because in my back of my mind, it always feels like it could all go away, especially after the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Like, we lost a whole year of work because of that bullshit. Yeah. So then, like, 2021 came, and it's like, bro, I'm going all out. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been doing 2021. Like, not leaving anything on the table, like, I would always not go as hard as I could because I wanted to have time for relationships and friends, But when the pandemic hit, now everything opened up. Now I put my relationships and my friends on the back burner and just been straight in my bag, like trying to get to the money, and it's been the best it's ever been. But now I find myself having to, like, I got to rebalance again, and I got to, like, okay,
that's normal.
Let's not focus only on money right now. Let's kind of take a night off or two, go out, have some, connect with friends, be social.
One thing I learned from EFN, he says that you have to find something to finance your dreams. So, like, doing those gigs to have those nights with your friends, I think it's always a good balance. And that's one thing I've been doing, because, like, when I said that I'm not going out to get booked, is that like DJing is not my. It's not that it's my main. It's not that it's not my main concern anymore. But like you said, things come. Things are just, bro, like, out of nowhere. Things happen, or I've aligned stuff, and I'm. That's why I've been traveling a lot more, is because I've been connecting with a lot of DJs, a lot of friends, a lot of homies that I've known throughout the years, and kind of seeing where they're at, because I don't feel like I'm at a plateau, but where are we going? What's next?
I've always noticed that about you, bro, is that you have a large network of DJ friends from all different cities. You know what I'm saying? And you stay connected with, like, you're definitely a DJ's DJ. You know what I'm saying? So, if I had to count a friend that I know that has the most DJ friends, it would probably be you, to be honest with you. And so, out of, just a quick summary of just all the people you connect with from out of town and shit, how's, like, the DJ's, like, mind state right now? How's everyone doing overall?
It's and right now in Vegas, I'm trying to think of where I've connected with people recently. I was in Houston, Dallas.
Oh, I want to go to Dallas.
Vegas. Tampa, Orlando. I've been up there recently, like in the last 6 months, give or take. Fort Worth, like a lot of them. Look, Fort Worth and Texas doesn't count. Texas is like normal. Everyone else is kind of in a similar place because, you know, it's the range, I guess my age range, our age range, you know, been DJing for 10, 15, professionally or as a job or as a career for the last 10, 15, up to 20 years. Like a lot of us are going into like another cycle, as in like from South Beach to Wynwood to now what? You know, you get what I'm saying? So like a lot of the DJs that I've met are like, they either have their own party or have been residents here or maybe part owners or bookers or program directors, like, and everybody's kind of trying to
try new things and see where they're going to pivot out of it. Because right now it's come to a point when you get to a certain age to where, like, you know, in your 20s, you could have 2 feet in DJing, you know, even into your 30s, you could have 2 feet in DJing. And I'm not saying this is for every DJ, but a lot of DJs come to the point where they're like, all right, I got to take one of these feet out of DJing and put it in something else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a bad thing because, you know, like example with me, and I say all these things because I want other DJs to kind of learn or think of it or whatever. And I've always been about trying everything and putting an egg in every basket. You know, if it's radio, if it's online, podcast, this, that, like everything is just another tab under the Ka5 brand. Right. You know, and then globalization, like, that lane, you know, shout out to the whole team, Edwin and everybody, and that's opened doors for me. And
for the people that don't know, globalization is Pitbull's satellite station and Ka5 DJs on that station.
I'm on every Tuesday, channel 13. Me and DJ Live It Up, you know, another homie, and I use that as a platform to network with other people. A lot of the listeners there are normal people, you know, and it's connected me with them, and you know, it's something I don't just that feeling of them. You know, we shout out to Instagram. They reply as, "Oh my God, I heard today," you know, and it's a mom dropping off her kids, and you know, and I've gotten bookings out of the same radio stuff. Like that's the kind of satisfaction that I'm looking at. You know, it's not for the money. Like I said, gigs have come out of it, but finding different things and you know, same thing with the podcast. You know, it opens you to other listeners,
possibilities to meet people and
so many and shit. Many. You know, don't limit your bag. You know, I got to hit up for this company that does corporate events. Like there was a time when, you know, it was like the little stigma of corporate or club and you can do this or the other. No, man, fuck that. Do both. Irie does everything. Yeah. So why aren't we doing everything in that sense of like, you know, you get that little bag, you're done at 10 p.m. and then you go to break at you know, 1 a.m. or whatever it is. Like venture out and try different things. And I'm trying, because bro, like, the stigma of, oh, you're gonna be 30 in the club. I'm 37 years and I don't think of stopping anytime soon. It's not my main concern.
Bro, this is my thing, bro, and this is a good topic. But like, my thing is like, as soon as you're not in the club anymore, because I think DJs like, oh my God, I'm getting old. I don't want to be in the club anymore. Yeah. So what's the alternative to not being in the club? You're gonna be domestic. First of all, there's nothing wrong with going in maybe every day, right? But as soon as you leave the club and you're not in that nightlife anymore, now you're just domesticated. Now you're just like a regular civilian, like everybody else living in that bubble. Is that life? No. Is that what society tells you that your life needs to be like at a certain age? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's good to be, you know, like, that's why I look up to DJs. I said this before, but like DJs like Camilo that are like family man, that they're in the club all the time, but they have a good balance, and then they go to that domesticated life, but they still can. I feel like being in the club can help your family life because it keeps things exciting.
Yeah, and you know, and you kind of know. Yeah, and you venture. You know, I mean, you jump from one to another, and you kind of. You know, you're in there for the reasons. You know, Camilo's there to do his thing. But he has the end goal of like
providing for his family.
Not exactly, and it's not just like, you know,
he's working the nightlife. He's not really participating in it. There's a big distinguishment, and that's where I'm at right now. Like I participate in it maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. Sometimes I'll have some drinks and really be, but most of the time I'm just going to work. I'm in and out.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. And bro, how long, you know, like how long are you gonna keep drinking for? You know, like
that's the
how long are you gonna? And bro, drinking is probably one of the and I'm literally talking, I'm being the biggest hypocrite because I drink too, but I wake up and I'm like, all right, I gotta hit the gym.
Yeah.
You remember when I was fat, I lost like 40 pounds, and I stick to my routines, and I don't drink as heavy as I used to, but you have to cut those things off, like you have to like put a line and draw, because bro, the next day you want to be a vegetable and not do anything, and
it'll get you.
It gets to your head, and if you have a kid, you have a family, you're gonna take your kid hungover, like no, like it's bro, it's a thing where the stigma, and it's become, a lot of DJs have become healthier, and it's become obviously more public and everything. But remember that this is a business. You're running a company. You are the company. I am my company. I am my brand. And like drinking so much and partying so much and getting
being on the other side as a patron, you got to be careful because they're on vacation. You're not. You can't be on vacation every day.
Dude, even the girls, man. The girls, like, I'm talking about, but it's just another vice. It's another thing that's gonna drain your time and drain your bank account and your energy and everything.
It has addictive properties to it.
Exactly.
You're gonna get stuck in a whirlwind. Like,
you have to know when to kind of like draw the line and remember, hey, fuck, I gotta wake up and send these invoices in the morning. Damn, I gotta design the flyer for this, or shit, I gotta go pick up this and this. Like,
right.
Those are all part of the job, and these are the reasons why I am where I'm at, where you're at. There's DJs that
it's our lifestyle outside of the club.
Yeah, and there's DJs that like haven't really progressed, or are still partying, or still this, and then they wonder why they don't get hit back, or they wonder why. We've all fallen, we've all fucked up, we've all done our bad things, and if you kind of just show people that you're changing and you're moving in a different direction, people do look at you different, and you can run your business right.
Yeah, bro. I know for a fact I wouldn't be where I'm at today, especially how I've aged. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for exercise.
Yeah,
it's the single most thing that keeps me being able to be on, because it's another job in itself to combat this nightlife. You can't just work the nightlife and live it. You gotta fight it, because it's an extra job just to fight it, to make sure that leaving at 4 a.m. you're not going to McDonald's because you're hungry. Like, it's fighting that urge. It's all the drunk people and liquor around you fighting that urge. It's sleeping until 2 in the afternoon fighting that it's not that urge. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're really amongst the devil. Really, we work amongst the devil, bro. And it's like,
yo, you bring this girl back, you know that you're gonna be up, then she's gonna stay the night, and then the morning you might have to figure out how she's getting back, or it literally consumes your day. Yeah. And these are like DJ first top tier problems, like the most DJ first world problems, were like those when you gotta know when to put the brake. Hey, sorry, you know what? Hey, let's hang out tomorrow or whatever. Like,
pump the brakes, bro, because this market is special that you could go out on a Tuesday and it feels like better than anyone else's Saturday night in any other city. You know what I'm saying? Like,
insane.
And you're very, me, like, I'm well versed in nightlife in here. I would say New York, a little bit of LA, but like the little pocket, Texas, Dallas, Houston, Seattle, these places, the Bay Area. What is it easy? Is it? I mean, obviously, I think it's the easiest in Miami to make a living being a DJ, but I would assume that it's definitely harder in a place like Dallas,
look, Dallas. This is the thing, Dallas, Chicago, Arizona. Fort Worth, Dallas, like areas like that, they're just a lot, bro. There's a lot of, first let's say Arizona and Chicago. There's a lot of college people, Chicago, period. Chicago is the hub for all the big schools in that city, in the area. Notre Dame down the street, Michigan State down the street, Michigan, whatever, Ohio's not too far. And like, there's a lot of colleges. So people graduate from those small town colleges, come to Chicago. In Chicago, you have, we're going to call it the high-end sports club, sports bar, bounce format, American social format. Like, you have those. So you have 10 of those. You have El Jefe, you have Riot House, you have Bottle Blonde, which is coming to Miami.
And if you had to compare them, like American Social, like size-wise too?
I would say not the one in Brickell. Anything from
like a regular 360 bar?
A regular 360, or, bro, kind of like the one, let's say like the one in Fort Lauderdale, where you have, 5 booths, a lot of TVs, 4 or 5 tables, 4 or 5 other booths. I mean, they come in different sizes,
Right.
but they're all sports bars. So Michigan State and those people would call it bro. Miami's not a sports team city. These places. So this becomes Michigan State basketball team. So every basketball team, Michigan State fans go there. Lacrosse, all these different sports. Then they're playing, Final Four. All these little different AMSOs are popping.
All with DJs.
All with DJs. And the DJs get booked 3-4 shifts a day. Kind of like New York, but yeah, listen. So 2 o'clock, the game's on, you get booked from 1 o'clock. You play music from 1 to 2, the game's on, you fucking the game sound, you play in between, and then you play 2-3 hours. Pays a couple $100, not a crazy amount, but you're there 1 to 5. Mm-hmm. You get out, 6 o'clock, you can go do a little happy hour gig. Mm-hmm. You get out at 10, 11 o'clock, you do your prime time gig. Mm-hmm. 3-4 gigs, you make, a couple thousand even. Mm-hmm. Depends on how you play, whatever. Chicago, you can do that. When I go to Chicago, I'll do 2 gigs a night. Sometimes, I don't do more than 2.
Now, is this, Chicago's actually a place I've never been to. It's on my list. But are we talking suburbs? Like deep, like.
No, this is in the city. Like in Chicago, North River, what's that area is called? In Arizona, I'm not sure exactly where, but when you have these kind of establishments, you have TVs, you have food, they do bottle service, and the same concept of keeping people there, but then they're very sports affiliated.
Gotcha.
So you have different, you have hockey, you have, if it's a Bulls, like there's all these little sports, so there's a lot of work. Gotcha. And DJs are working nonstop.
So you can work
San Diego, same shit. San Diego, there's a lot of different. In the Gaslamp district, there's a lot of different bars, and you can kind of bounce around and do a few.
So you could work like 6 days a week in Chicago and in Arizona, Dallas.
Like in Dallas, in Deep Ellum, there's a lot of different pockets. Bro, in the smaller markets, man, like that's why when DJs like, I want to move to Miami. First of all, don't move to Miami. Like the shine, the gloss, the glitz and glamour of playing in Miami. Like, I don't know, where do DJs think that they're gonna come and play live in Story? Like. Or is there like a mid-level? Is there do they come to the Wharf? Do they come to Brick? And they're like, damn. Or I'm being serious. Like, do they come to Blackbird? Maybe, they move, that's a...
Nah, shit is locked up. Go to Orlando, pop.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Shit is locked up over here.
Like, it is.
Like, the DJs here have had 10-year relationships with the owners, with other DJs, with the promoters, with the security. You're coming over here and trying to compete with DJs who've been in this market for 15 years. I know it's hot right now. I know it's hot. I know it looks good, the glamour... But good luck.
They weren't with them shooting in the gym, dog.
Yeah, exactly.
For real, I got called a gatekeeper. But it's not that I'm gatekeeping. I'm selective of the people I bring around. I'm selective of the people that are gonna be around in my team, that are gonna be working around me. I have a name, you have a name, reputation. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna bring people around that just think it's that easy.
There's DJs hit me up all the time that want to trade gigs with me, bro, and want to do all the. And my thing is, my approach, Cass, and this, is that I could have easily really focused on traveling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But my approach was always and now that I look back, it was the right approach to have. That just be hyper local, because this city is a baby. If this city was a stock, it's still Amazon in 2013. It's still early, a baby.
And not to cut you off, but. This is why, because what I'm talking about in all these cities where you have El Jefe, you have a Right House, you have all these different groups that own 3-4 different properties all over the city. That's what's happening right now in Miami.
Right, you plug in with the owner and you're good for 4 venues.
You have a Coyo. Coyo's opening for Lauderdale. Coyo has the Gables. Coyo has all these different. So Miami's slowly growing into become a regional bar, like we said in Doral and this. So if you're shout out to everybody that plays at Bodega. Those guys, they have DJs I think they have DJs every day.
Really?
And they're opening other locations, some with the club, some not with the club. But once you're tied in, you're in that circle, grow in that circle.
Yeah.
And bro, it's 2022. Why do you have to physically be in a big city to come up? There's guys that have come up just through social media shit. Right. Posting Instagram videos or doing this, doing that. There's so many avenues now, so many. I
gotta ask you, bro. Just because I need a vacation so bad, and I'm an unvaccinated, so I'm looking at Texas. People probably yo, why the fuck would you go vacation in Texas? But it's different than Miami. Right. Where do I go? Do I go to Houston or do I go to Dallas?
I mean, look, Dallas, you have the corn fed.
Yeah.
You have the thickies. You have the thickies. In Houston, you have more Hispanic girls and more black girls, I think.
Okay.
But you gotta, I don't know. And that's the thing, bro. I haven't been out in Houston. Like right now, when I went in December, I only played at that spot. I bounced around, but I was like on my networking shit. I was on my like.
And okay, so now if we cut out nightlife, and I'm just want to go on vacation, things to do like Dallas or Houston.
I mean, I don't know. Both of them are not.
Yeah, like what the fuck am I gonna do in Houston and Texas? Like, there's no beach, there's no like. What do people do over there? Like, if I'm on vacation in Dallas,
partying.
what do you do, bro? Like, am I gonna go see like a
legendary
rodeo place?
I mean, whatever. If the rodeo's going on, you can do that. Any aquarium, any Cowboys game, stuff like that. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Sporting events are. I mean, sports are big. So let me ask you this. I mentioned it, like, Miami's not a sports city. Like, I feel like Miami, we'll end it with Miami stuff. Miami's not a sports city. So, like, venues like that, I mean, how do you think they would work in Miami if there's no sports draw? Like,
what do you mean?
Like
think of like an American Social that like FSU, that's like an FSU bar, basically.
Right. But I'm saying, like, during the I mean, they're busy. For a lot of them, they're busy no matter what. But venues that are kind of solely on the sports tip, like in Miami, would not kind of work here. I'm saying, like, because they're opening. That will cut on because I don't want to. Mm-hmm. They're opening. It's that concept of like, kind of like high-end sports bars, and it's bottles like after bottles after bottles after bottles, like, and they're opening right by Brick, like on a corner. I wonder, like, how is that going to work in Miami?
I don't think.
So we'll cut it.
This is a sport.
I would say, yeah, like Miami's not a sports city, so how would you think a venue like that would work in Miami?
It's tough, bro. I don't know. Like like the biggest sporting things I could, like, bro, during a Colombian soccer game, litty. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got like El Patio back when you had the Colombian soccer games, shit? Movie, bro. But like being packed for a UM game, I don't know, bro. I don't know if people are on it like that anymore, especially here. Like, I don't think.
I mean, in UM games, like, they'd rather go to the games, and that's the thing. Like, Miami, one thing about Miami nightlife that a lot of out of towners don't see is that Miami people love the outdoors. They love to be in some kind of outdoors because the only thing is the rain. When it rains, it sucks. But anything that's kind of outdoorsy, it's very welcoming. On a Sunday, you can't do like a lava brunch where you go inside and it's like lit, but it's super dark. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like Copper's inside, but like all the windows are open. Huge. It might as well be outside on. It has a patio and it's like basically all open. So
yeah, I mean, every even like Tap is very open. Like venues like that where brunch, like, you don't have an indoor. So like bringing things indoor in Miami, I know, to me on a Saturday, Sunday feel kind of.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't know. We'll see.
That's not gonna happen, bro.
We'll see.
Yeah, as far as just the future, anything else, Miami base, like,
I think Miami.
I'm hearing they're gonna along the river. They're gonna have a crazy wharf there.
Yeah, they're redoing the wharf. They're gonna do. Is it Dream Hotel? We'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That's a whole nother area. And that's, I think, a few years out. So
let's just hope that these young kids, like, they go out and they don't just stay in the metaverse, bro. And there's another cycle of like kids that want to go out and hear music, and hang out and actually talk to each other. Yeah, bro. There might be like, in 7 years, this shit could be real quiet,
dude. There might be like a revolt that would be another 10 years though.
Yeah.
To get to that, you think this shit's gonna like be like Ready Player One? Did you watch that movie?
No,
bro. Watch Ready Player One. It's literally, it's like what the metaverse is supposed to be. Yeah. Like in, I would say, 100 years. I think we sound like old heads because I'm not about. I hate the whole phone. I hate
screens.
I hate screens because then you see the screen and you always like remember when video DJing first started? Mm-hmm. I was still in San Antonio and people were like, yo, video DJing, the future. And I'd be like, yo, why do you want people to stare at a screen
with all these people
and
around?
Be like, yo, I remember that video. Oh, it's cool. They're like, 'cause it's cool. And I'm like, Well, then you're gonna have people just staring, not dancing, not spending any money at the bar,
not being social. The point of actually social life, like
not
that's
interacting. So that concept to me was always kind of like flawed. I'm like, and bro, as time goes by, believe me, I'm guilty. I'm on my phone all the time.
Me too.
And it's not always work time. You know, and I will say it's always work, but it's not always. And there's times when you gotta put your phone away, bro. You gotta just, and people, the more and more people don't see it. You know what's crazy in the 90s? Like filming, I just watched a whole bunch of videos of me in the 90s that my boy had. My boy came from Nicaragua. His parents he was the guy with the VHS. Mm-hmm. My guy turned a whole bunch of VHS flips into DVDs and we watched them. And back then, having a camera wasn't the center of attention. It was like an odd thing. So like you wouldn't change your character because the camera was there.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like there, and people would be like,
because you couldn't broadcast it to everyone. Now you're broadcasting.
You didn't think about broadcast. Like to you, it was like you'd be like,
Yeah.
And then like
we're gonna watch this in 10 years. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah, and then like, but you kind of do something in the camera, and then you keep being normal. Like you'd be like, and then you kind of talk whatever. And bro, seeing all like the side conversations or seeing people like, you know, or me like just talking shit and all. Remembered all the little dumb jokes. I was like, yo, like now it's backwards. If I film somebody and you're filming somebody, they want to be in the spotlight. They want to see it, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So.
Yeah. Shit. Cass, I appreciate you pulling up, my brother.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We finally made it happen.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Let's do it, baby. Mind me on the rocks. Wow.